each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Hello. This is not your usual daily trudge or trudging together, anything like that. I might even do a little bit of cussing. I might even get a little angry. Be more like passion. It'll be my passion coming out. What I will do, everything that I can do though, is not rant. We don't need that. And I'm certainly not here to cut anybody down. But we're not gonna, I'm not gonna mention anybody in particular. It doesn't need to be here. I'm not gonna run around and give people bad names. They can do that all on their own. Yeah. So I just spoke with somebody. He's running for governor. His name's Jason Clark. Who's not? I can say his name. He don't mind because I want you to vote for him, Colorado. If he becomes the gubernatorian or whatever. I had a great talk with him about the attorney general and some of the things that are going on. Again, Michelle, I'm not sure why it's glitchy on you. Angel, is the video glitchy for you? So just to make sure it isn't on my side. Because if it's glitchy for people, then that means my upload is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, hi, Angel. Good to see you. And I just got your text. But I was speaking with a guy. His name's Jason Clark, and he's not too big on our current attorney general, Mr. Weiser. He did some pretty horrible things to Jason. Some pretty bad things. So, Michelle, it seems to be okay for everybody else. If you want to, I would recommend either another device or restarting the device that you have. So, I'm not going to make this one too awfully long either. A lot of you already know kind of what's going on here. There's been a lot of abuse. There's been Medicaid fraud, body brokering. And now it's just, all the popular ones are just feeding each other now is what they're doing. All right. I'll give you an example of that. I went to the recovery rally on Saturday. And I got I'm going to tell you, I got some really good, some good resources. So there are some good, but these resources they're at the bottom. They don't get listed on COPA. They don't get listed on BHA. They don't get listed because all these other people are consuming all the time and the space and everything else. And it's just, so I went down there and it didn't quite sit. Something was wrong, but I took a look around. And really the people that were there were sober, the people that were in sober living, because all the sober livings were there. So they made their clients show up and their families. There was a sprinkling of people from programs like AA and things like that, okay, and homeless. But then they go on and say, hey, look how big this was and how great we did. But really, it wasn't what they said it was. And this is part of the problem that I have. I am not going to fake being around people so I can fit in. It's not going to happen with me. Right? We've had enough of the abuse, and Jason agreed with me on something. Government needs to get out of recovery, period. We need you out of it. You're making it so tough for us to be able to help people. I'm so tired of having to cut through red tape just to help someone out, just to give somebody a hand up. I've got to cut through all this red tape just to do it. And it's disgusting. It is. Right? Now, I've been quote unquote fighting this for going on 5 years now. Okay. Sometimes you gotta do the long fight. And even then, it's not even a real fight. See, we can't even sit down and have a good, healthy debate about this stuff. They won't do it. They just want to be right. And it's always about one thing: money. It is always about one thing: money, 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 money. The greed. Wow. Would you give somebody who committed Medicaid fraud in the amount of $85,000, $5 million in COPA money? Would you do that? Because that happened a few weeks ago. Yeah, sure did. See, they don't verify these people. They don't vet them. It's one big popularity game. And it is always the same people. Every time I turn around, it is the same fucking people every single time. Every time. When we have a bunch of other great resources out there doing it the right way, but they're being ignored because they're not giving it any limelight. They're not given, and even COPA's in on it. And the people that are supposed to protect us from this stuff is in on it. The Attorney General literally endorses people he knows committed Medicaid fraud. But gosh, when it comes to white Republicans, he goes after them. But all the people he endorses, I've noticed, are female. Waka waka waka. Are you catching it? And minority. Now, I don't mind. I've been in this industry for a long time, and it's usually full of women. It's mostly women. That's fine. But it's all he endorses. It's all he does. Are you catching the sexual connotation here? Are you catching it? See, here's the thing. Mr. Weiser grew up as a geek. He got picked on a lot. He got pushed around by people with quote unquote power. Now that he has power, he is abusing it because he doesn't know how to handle it. Along with our governor, Polis, who is gay, who has been pushed around all of his life. All this feels like is revenge. That's all it is. He is taking revenge out on other people because he got shoved in a locker when he was a little kid, because he was a bedwetter, because he was, and I can say these things because I went through the same thing. I was a bedwetter until I was 11. All right. And I see this. It's a consistency that I see. I do. Jason Clark caught it too. And I know he's right. See, I used to run a thing called live action role play, right? Where it was Dungeons and Dragons based. So you went on adventures and all these other things. And it was all geeks and it was all geeks and what are the smart ones? Let's see. I'm a geek. And nerds. I would give them a little bit of power in the game and they would abuse it, thinking they were doing the right thing. See, their intentions were good, but they didn't know how to do it, so they abused it. They went after revenge, not leadership. Same thing's happening in our recovery world. And it's all greed. It's all about the Benjamins, the body brokering. They don't give a fuck what actually happens. I've heard these same people say, oh, like when we could start taking Medicaid, yay, we can go for low-hanging fruit. They were excited because now they could go for low-hanging fruit. And what's the next thing that they did? Fraud. And do you think it's going to change? Do you think it's going to be different? No. Mm-mm. And there's a lot of us who've had enough. That's kind of my 10th step on it. before I went and did something I'd have to make an amends for. So I'm not willing to do that today. All right, so that means I can't, yeah. And I'm not here to stir the pot. I'm just here to state facts. Things are going to change, and they're going to change by middle of next year. It's going to be a lot different here coming up. You know, I'm excited I met this guy. I've been looking for somebody that understands what I'm saying, and he's added me to his list. And I'm going to help him become governor, man. Like that. He spent 40 minutes on the phone with me. He's like, I got to go. But, you know, he just really enjoyed talking to me because we're on the same page. You know, sometimes I try and get away from this and it just keeps popping back up. And, you know, this is just something that God has called me to do. I don't know why. I don't always want to do it. I'm getting better at how I do it. That's for sure. And I'm partly doing this because I need to get on with the rest of my day. It's been a very disruptive day. And then I got to go to popping in on court. It's a virtual court. I'm just going to dog stare the fucker. Anyway, that's something different. So yeah, I'm a little worked up today. So I figure I'd come on, do this, get it off my chest so I can kind of move on with my day. I feel the justice coming. I feel it coming. You know, because what we have right now is a bunch of unhealed alcoholics running around with their best intentions, which suck. That is the quick synopsis on what's going on. Because they just want to look good while doing it. And there's a lot of quid pro pro? I don't know, quid pro pro. Poopy poop. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. You rub my back, I'll rub your back kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, funny how the money continues to go to the same place. Now Philip Weiser actually made an announcement last week at session where he said that opiate use or that fentanyl use has gone down by 30%. That is not true. See, this is what they do. Last year, we were the only state to get worse. We fell by 4.6%. Okay. Now, what he's saying is this. It's like this. When the holidays come, like you go to Target, they raise the prices right before the holiday so they can put it on sale so it gets sold at regular price. That's what he's doing. He's just fudging with the numbers. It is not any better. It is not any better. I get the statistics too. It's not. He's lying. He's a liar who has no leadership skills, who does nothing but endorse people based on their prettiness. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Because most men only think with one thing. And we know that. I've always had a creepy vibe from that man. I wasn't. But what's he going to do? He doesn't even know who I am. I tell you now, he don't give a fuck about me. And that's going to be his mistake. All right. Because see, I've got some evidence. I called the Attorney General office 5 years ago and told them about this. And the person that was helping me told me I had a great case. And they ignored me because of who I was calling about. And I have that guy's number too. He ended up leaving the Attorney General's office. I'll put that motherfucker on stand. There's got to be notes somewhere. I don't know. I don't even know if we'll get that far. I just want it to end. It needs to be over with. I guess I'm kind of losing my patience a little. All right. That's all I really had to say on it. Otherwise, I'll just go into... I'll start whining and complaining and I don't... Yeah. Nah. and I got better things to do. So thanks for letting me 10 step something real quick. I appreciate it. All right. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Love you. Peace out.